Okay. What up? Welcome back to another episode of the Cause and Effect Podcast. I'm your host, Chiko. And in this episode, it's only me, myself, and I. Unfortunately, my co-host and I, Fernando, weren't able to make it happen and record Monday's episode. And to make up for that, here's episode 11.5. We're going to call this Cause and Effect Wednesdays. We're not going to keep you guys starving until next Monday. We're going to feed the streets. We know we have a lot of followers that listen faithfully every Monday, and we want to keep the momentum going. So with this, it's not going to be as long as Monday's episode, obviously. It's a little hard to do that, just me, myself, and I, along with this microphone, laptop, and headset. It's a little awkward. Just talking to myself here, basically. But yeah, we're gonna make this work. Just getting out of our comfort zone a little bit, right? So before we get started, I'd like to wish a happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. Hope you guys and you ladies enjoyed your Sunday. And yeah, shout out to my mama and my mama's mama. We had a great time on Sunday with family, playing bingo. Bingo's night at Dominican's house is crazy, especially when you got money in the game. But for the most part, great time. Hope all you beautiful women out there, mothers, had an amazing Mother's Day and continue to have blessed days. Without you, we wouldn't be here. So yeah, this is a little different. So we're gonna just switch up the vibe a little bit, have a little music playing in the background while we get into this topic. Today's topic is really just talking about communication. How important communication is, and not just communication, but effective communication. We have so many tools and so many things, that allow us to connect, communicate with people today, but we lack communication, or like I said, effective communication, and what does bad communication cause and who does it affect? Well, everyone and everything. Just by the little ways and the little things that we do, when we lack communication, it can just create something very small and make it huge. And you can pause that. So, in relationships and business and friendships and family, just in general, talking to strangers, it's important that people are effective the way they communicate. So how can you be more effective, or in what way am I talking about? Well, just in the way we express ourselves nowadays, just doesn't click sometimes. Sometimes we're just too stuck in our old ways and don't develop, and that can cause communication, the lack of it, where people are growing, some people aren't, where two people aren't growing, and you're just clashing, not speaking your mind, or speaking your mind in a wild way. It can rub people the wrong way if you knew who you were talking to. What I mean by that is that, like, for my example, in my life, I had a hard time communicating with my family. Yes, I grew up with them. My parents raised me. We've always been together. But as time passed and I got older, a lot of other things influenced me other than my parents, and my communication skills were way off. The way that I would speak or think was way off. And through some time, getting to know some people, getting around the right people, getting around the right environment, the right businesses, I was able to learn different things about how I communicated, and the type of character trait I have, and the opposites that my parents had, and why and how I could improve our communication, and how we, just talk to each other on a daily basis. Believe it or not, that's very important in relationships, is just being able to understand. You don't have to always agree, but just understand the person and what they're saying. So something that helped me realize, who I was talking to and how I talk to people was a personality test. And it has 4 colors: red, yellow, green, and blue. And it just kind of sorts people in different categories, where yellow represents people that are more sensitive, shy. They have a large network because they're so friendly and so welcoming and helpful, but they don't respond well to loud people, flashy people, or things like that. So reds are the opposite of that. We're aggressive, competitive. We have a winning, mentality all the time. No matter whose toes we step on to get to the top, we go out and get it. And you're gonna rub a yellow the wrong way, or they're gonna annoy you because you think they're just weak. And yeah, so talking can get messy when it comes to those 2 characters traits, but it can change. It's always, if you take the test and you kind of learn how to use that, you'll see how effective it can be in your life. From my own experience, bad communication skill with my father. I had bad communication with my mother. It was always just clashing. And when I understood that the colors and people's characters, I understood that I had to lower my tone, or I had to be, the chameleon, basically just cater to how they communicate and how they talk, and understand things, and the mannerism and all these things. So yeah, the color test. If you want to take it, I'll leave the link on the YouTube link on the bio, and check it out for yourself. You might learn something. The most important thing is not only learning your color, but learning other people's colors, and learning how to identify when you're coming across a person that's a blue, a red, a yellow, a green. Yeah, so on the link there's a video that explains everything a lot better than I would say myself, in better detail, a lot clearer, by somebody called Mark Cassetta. He created that whole test, and it goes from not just him. It's something that he just simplified from something from ages ago that was used, and it was a little bit more complicated. And yeah, so communication, man. And relationship. I'm reading a book called The 5 Love Languages, which is another form of communication, is love. How we love. And we all love differently. There's 5 love languages: words of affirmation, quality time, receiving gifts, act of service, physical touch. Those are the 5 love languages, and everybody loves differently. Words of affirmation and simple words is just people that feel love from you giving them compliment, or affirming that they did a good job, or that they're doing well, and just kind of like just bigging up a person and just letting them know that you appreciate them. Quality time is my love language. It's the one I got the highest score on, and it's important, to spend quality time for me. But real quality time well spent, off the phone, engaging conversation, having a cool time, bugging out, just being in the moment, in the present, friends, family, loved ones, girlfriend. Sometimes we get together and we get on our phones and not really pay each other any mind, and that's not quality time. That's not time well spent. It's important that you know this about people. It's important that we learn how to enhance the quality of conversations with people and how to be more effective. I've learned that everything in our life needs improvement, and that you can stay stuck and just hit a ceiling with certain things in life, and you see that it kind of dies. You know, you get worse and it kind of just stays flatline. In life, we need to improve everything in our lifestyle, in our every aspect of life, and communication is one of the big ones. You know, pause. So, guys, pick up those books. The book, the 5 Love Languages. Take the test. There's a bunch of other ways of books, how to win friends and influence people, The Power of Now. All these books help improve how you communicate with people. Check them out. Be open to new things. Be open to enhancing things in your life, you know, yourself, and just doing something different, changing it up, getting yourself uncomfortable. Get around other people that are good at communicating, expressing themselves, and identifying these things. Search and you shall find. I'm trying to sound philosophical and whatnot, but on a real note, man, get familiar with those things. I wish I knew those things when I was in high school. I wish I knew those things when I was younger, because I would have saved so many relationships. I would have grew so many relationships. I would have just been a lot sharper, and I don't regret, the past, because it is who I am. It made me who I am today. Maybe I would have never sought, something else and other, environments, mentors, and businesses that expose me to the mindset that I have now. But, it makes me think, if it would have been when I was in high school, how it would have helped me. So those things matter. Those things are important for those people that, are still in high school, for those people that are getting around new environments, new jobs, new, college. Realize that it's important that you communicate effectively with people and learn how to identify people's personalities, because it will save you so much time, so much relationships, so much frustration and anger and waste of time, and making things that are, very small, and just blowing them up to something that it should have never gotten to. That's just me talking from my own experience. Hope you guys got something from today's episode. And that's it. We come to an end. Thank you for those who tune in. Thank you for those that check out every episode every Monday faithfully. You're the real MVP. You a real one. And we promise that we will continue to, like we always say, move and grow our content and make sure we deliver the best that we can, and just continue to have fun with it. This is another episode of the Cause and Effect podcast. This is episode 11.5 of the Cause and Effect Wednesdays, and I'm your host Chiko. Thank you for tuning in. We'll see you next Monday, and we hope that you share this with somebody and continue to show love, and we'll continue to do our part. So once again, thank you. We love all our followers. Let's get it.